Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Big one tonight from Lambeau. Kickoff in about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Green Bay laying 3 in this game at almost every sports book. Total around 48.5 or 49. And we head to Lambeau now. This is going to be great as John Keim is kind enough to join the program. Commanders reporter for ESPN. His podcast is called The John Keim Report. And you can follow him on X at John_Keim. John, thanks for the time. How's Lambeau?
Lambeau is always nice. It's the pro. It's funny. I call it the football mecca. It's the pro football mecca because, as my best friend pointed out, we're Ohio State guys. That's our mecca. But I will say, if you're a football fan, this is a great place to be.
So when we go back to last Sunday, we were on the air doing our pro football tailgate show at the time, and all of a sudden it came down that Chris Rodriguez was a healthy and active, and we're like,
right.
What? Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Can you give us any insight to that? Like, is he going to be active in this game tonight?
I think that's going to be dependent on a variety of factors, right? So, like last week, they kept an extra receiver up. So because there's some questions about how much can McLaurin and Noah Brown play coming off a summer where they did very little, and so they kept Chris Moore up. So they typically don't keep 6 receivers active. They did last week. They kept 4 tight ends active. They don't always do that. So I think it's going to be a game-to-game situation. But I wasn't surprised just because part of it is you're watching practice and you're seeing how the rotation looks. You know that they like Jeremy McNichols on special teams, and as a spot guy, Austin Eckler cemented in there, and then we know how much they like Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And so Rodriguez is always going to be the guy every week where it's like, is he or will he not? But as from scrimmage, I don't think he's ever going to have this big role unless somebody else either struggles or gets hurt.
Okay, very good. Is Austin Eckler going to be a full go in this game?
Yeah. He should be, sir. Yeah.
Okay. And then
I think his role will be the same.
Okay, it will be. And then to follow up on that and ask about another guy here, I love the offseason quotes from the coaching staff about Deebo Samuel. They got him a lot of touches last week, including one on the ground. He popped it for a 19-yard touchdown there. Do they plan on factoring him into the running game at all tonight?
Oh, for sure. I think he's going to factor into that every week. And he only had one run in the run game last week. But what he is, too, because teams know they factor that he's a factor there, that if they run certain motions, certain looks, you have to honor them. Sometimes he's as effective with the threat of what he can do versus just, not only with, he's a threat with the ball in his hands, but also without the ball, just because teams have to honor him being, they'll run some motion where he's cutting in front of the quarterback, running behind him. It's how he scored last week, but they'll do that a handful of times. And he's not always going to do it, but he may freeze the backside, and that's what they want too. So, yeah, he'll factor in there as well.
The experts and the odds makers are expecting a high-scoring game. Washington runs a ton of no huddle. What do you expect from a tempo standpoint tonight?
I think the tempo to continue for a couple of reasons. One, that's what they like to do. So they ran no huddle it was more than double anybody else in the NFL last year. That doesn't always equal tempo, because tempo is when you're going to speed it up. Sometimes they'll go no huddle and they'll kind of go at their normal pace. They just won't huddle. But I would expect the tempo to be a little bit quicker at times tonight, because Green Bay is really, really good at disguising coverages. So I think it's a way that if they use that, it's a way to kind of regulate what Green Bay does defensively and get them into one look and then go from there. So it's something they like to do, but I'd also think it's a helpful strategy against the Packers defense.
Okay. What do you expect defensively? I would think they stack the box and try to take away Jacobs after they struggled so much against the run last year. And your impression is a week 1 run defense against the Giants.
Well, week 1 it was outstanding, and they were 30th against the run last year. They are much bigger on that defensive front. They got Javon Kinlaw. I know he's been inconsistent, but he looked really good last week. And they have Dietrich Wise, the defensive end they got from New England, who's a big, strong guy. So they added more muscle up front. Now, Wise is questionable with the knee injury, and we were just watching him work out a few minutes ago. I don't know if he'll be active yet. There was optimism about him earlier, but I'm not sure yet. And when he's working out, you're definitely not sure. But the point is, like, that's part of why their run defense has improved. They just have more size up front. So I think that's going to be a fun part to watch. The other part is they feel like they have more versatility. So last year, if they wanted to, bring someone up close to the box who could not only cover but play the run, they'd have to use a bigger safety. This year, if it's a team that has some size, likes to run two and three tight end sets, they can bring a third linebacker in and feel good about that. So that's where I'm saying, I think it'll be fun to watch how they defend it, not just how they defend it, but if they're successful or not, because it was a big problem last year. And if they get off to a good start tonight against Jacobs, I think it'll bode well for them for the rest of the season.
Very good. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. John Keim is with us, Washington Commanders reporter for ESPN. He is at Lambeau Field tonight. How about we flip it here? And what's the game plan overall for this team to try to corral and handle Micah Parsons? Last year alone against this team when he was with the Cowboys, he had 4.5 sacks on his own. And I don't want to go back too far because last year obviously was a new coaching staff and Daniels was a rookie, but he has done a really good job of getting to the quarterback when playing Washington. So how do they approach that tonight?
Well, he does a good job against everybody.
True.
He's pretty good. So I think here's the tricky part tonight. He plays left end. Washington starts a rookie right tackle in Josh Connolly, their first-round pick. Connolly improved quite a bit this summer. Early in the summer in training camp, he struggled facing a variety of their own pass rushers. Last week, he had some issues. So I think there's a lot to be, if you're a Washington fan, there's a lot to think like this kid could be really good at some point, but he's got some stuff to learn right now. And so that's going to be absolutely something to watch. Like, they can't leave him one-on-one against Micah Parsons. So I would look for them to give him a lot of help for sure. And you go back to Deebo Samuel. Deebo's a bigger receiver. He chipped a lot last week against the Giants ends, who are very good, but they're not Micah Parsons. But he would chip a lot and help on Connolly's side doing that, and I would expect the same. And I think that's where you're going to have to. Here's the thing: like I talk about like the misdirection or getting to hesitate. Micah Parsons, like they've tried that before, and he's in there so quick it oftentimes doesn't help. So you've got to make sure that he's at least thrown off his path a little bit if you can. But they're going to have to give Connolly a lot of help tonight.
There's so much talk about regression after a quarterback has a good first season, and that was the talk with Daniels, but I actually think he can improve. What do you think, talking to the coaching staff, and your expectations year two with Daniels?
There's him. If there's any regression from the offense, I think paper they're facing better defenses than they did a year ago. They're they played 10 games against defenses that finished top 11 in scoring last year. So that's the big change. But here, this is a guy who didn't get caught up in his own fame, and didn't get caught up in all the things that were coming his way this offseason, turned down many, many things to focus on football. And one of the things he did this offseason, he studied himself. To see what were his tendencies and what might defenses try to do against him based off what he saw. So I think stuff like that is why they feel really good that and there's been no evidence to suggest a step back. Like, again, I think if there's a step back, it's because the defenses in general are better than what they faced last year. But, he's still an accurate thrower. He's still a threat with his legs. And I think you have a coordinator in Cliff Kingsbury who knows how to use what they have, and you add it up, and I think they'll still be a very good offense.
Yeah, terrific info. You can follow John on X. He is at John_Keim, Commanders reporter for ESPN, and his podcast is called The John Keim Report. On game day like this, John, we really appreciate the time. Thank you. Enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yep. Okay, so we also asked him if he knew anything about the Packers offensive lineman, and he said he really doesn't because he's just like, at this point, he didn't because he's all over the Commander stuff. But Eckler going to be okay, same role as last week, and don't know about Rodriguez, but there's some good, it's going to go game by game, right, week by week. based on how many receivers and how many tight ends are actually going to carry on the active roster for that day.
It's got a good article up, too, on Daniels turning down opportunities with sponsors and marketing and all that and handling fame. Very good. So this kid's got a good head on his shoulders and the real deal. Can you believe he's got the same MVP odds as Jordan Love and they're ahead of Herbert? They're the third choice. They're the same odds, third choice to win MVP.
Okay, I think Jaden Daniels should have a lower number than Jordan Love.
Yes.
And I don't think Jordan Love should be ahead of Justin Herbert. And
yeah,
I don't know.
Too.
I'm not so sure Daniels should be ahead of Herbert either. But that's also probably a little bit of protection baked in, because if this guy being a dual threat like that, they probably don't want much exposure on a guy like this. But again, it's like kind of a dart throw. What these books have turned it into for an MVP. So many guys are like 20 or 25 to 1 or below that. So it's like, okay, let me just see if this is going to stick at all.
Well, Green Bay's a complete team. I can't see that with Love at all.
Oh, neither can I. I would not bet him.
Jacobs, the wide receivers they had. Yeah. I mean, he's not going to go out and throw for 300 yards every game.
I don't think so.
And he's got a good defense.
Daniels
could win
go
a lot of games, but he's just not. I can't see that with Love.
And I think Jane Daniels could go scorched earth on.
Yeah.
I get a tough schedule, but if he stays healthy, like the running yards are going to be there. He's going to be Lamar Jackson early on in his career.
That too, yes.
And super accurate, by the way, as you all know. But also very good intel there. Is Deebo Samuel going to get a carry? He's absolutely going to be involved in the running game again. That's what he said.
That was a very good interview. He had great answers.
Yeah, he really did.
That was strong.
So
well done.
Now I just got to wait to see who's actually going to be playing in the game before I bet Samuel again. All right, let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Up next, touchdown and player props for this big game coming up. And I'll tell you who this player is that scored 7 first touchdowns of the game last year for his team. Details coming up next.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. Thanks for watching on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of the great affiliates that we have coast to coast here on VSiN. How about some touchdown scorer props for tonight? Zach Ertz scored the first one last week for the Commanders. Tucker Kraft scored the first one for Green Bay, so he had a two-team tight end parlay come in for both these teams. Other than that, the tight ends really didn't do too much. They combined for 42 yards. That was it. Green Bay last year. LaFleur is very good at the scripted plays. They scored the first touchdown of the game 11 out of 18 times, 5 times on their opening drive. Josh Jacobs scored their first touchdown 7 times. That's damn impressive. Reed, who scored last week, did it 5 times. Kraft and Wicks 2 each. In 2023, Green Bay scored the first touchdown of the game 12 out of 19 times. Reed did it 5 times then. Dobbs did it 4 times. Last year for the Commanders, I only went back 1 year because, again, new coaching staff, brand new quarterback, rookie. They scored the first touchdown 10 out of 20 games, 5 times on the opening drive. Impressive. Brian Robinson did it 7 times. No longer on the team. McLaurin did it 4 times. And last week, again, it was Zach Ertz. So do they have, who's the goal line back for this team with no more Brian Robinson?
Yeah, there's a lot of candidates here.
I took a little McNichols at 80 to 1.
Yeah? Okay. Not bad.
A little bit.
Jordan Love's 30.
I took him. Those are the 2 guys that I bet
Good
tonight.
job, yeah. A lot of quarterbacks. Quarterbacks have been getting in there. and what Williams did on Monday night.
I gotta check.
Great.
I gotta check Ryan Kramer's Twitter account right now from
See what he's got.
the Sports Gambling Podcast show.
Ertz to have 25 yards in each half is 5-1. Kraft is 6. Jacobs to have a touchdown in each half is 450. Golden 25 yards in each half is plus 550.
Jacobs is plus 450 touchdown each half.
Yeah, he's very low to have two touchdowns, like plus 280.
So do you find the no touchdown on him intriguing tonight at all?
That's not
to
bad.
not score
So
is
low.
like plus 160 or maybe even a little bit higher than
that's
that.
good. That's good. How about the Triple Crown? Daniels, McLaurin, Jacobs is the favorite, plus 650. Daniels, Debo, Jacobs is 8-1. Love, Debo, Jacobs 10. Love, Reed, Jacobs 11. You can play with all these but I think you could see some interesting stuff for most receiving yards in the game too, and made the case for Golden.
Those are fun props. I think
Those are great.
I think we need to attack those a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's an angle here where McLaurin's still going to be a little bit rusty, right?
Yeah.
And the coaching staff was super high on Debo Samuel.
Golden 10-1. He catches one bomb, it could hold up.
Well, I was a little afraid of his overall usage last week. But again, as Charger was saying, good luck figuring out which receiver is going to actually go off for the Packers.
Yeah, that's always tough, but it was also, they were at a big lead for much of the game too. And you asked, Daniels is plus 340, Merritt's 4-1, most rushing.
So Daniels is actually lower. Makes sense. His rushing yard prop's a little bit higher. I think there's an angle here where Daniels has like 75, 80 yards rushing in the game. A lot of pressure around the edges, right? So that means that Daniels is going to step up in the pocket, or he's a great scrambler anyway.
Okay.
Lanes then could possibly be open for him. He could skedaddle for multiple runs of like between 8 and 10, 12, 15 yards tonight.
I'm with John Hansen, the guru, Ertz over. He gave out 31.5. There's 36s now at DraftKings. But Green Bay allowed the 8th most yards to tight ends last year, and Laporta had 80 yards in week 1.
Well, what's Ertz for the most receiving yards in the game?
11.
I would need more.
I would need more, too. We already talked about the Love rushing yards over and also the longest rush. He's on Eckler, too.
For rushing yards or receiving yards?
Receiving.
Receiving, okay, yeah.
Green Bay Detroit had 14 catches by a running back last week.
Well, the 10 to Gibbs for 31 yards.
Yes, I
was
know.
all dink and dunk.
Yeah.
I think what we saw last week by Detroit is going to be the exact opposite of how the Commanders play and look in this game tonight. Mm-hmm. Because you're talking about a statue back there for a quarterback, a team that was without their offensive coordinator. They didn't play in the preseason. And then, this team with Washington, Kingsbury's back, obviously. Daniels is as mobile as it gets. So I think you got to throw out what happened to the Detroit offense last week.
Glenn and Quincy, shout out. They're making you pay, Glenn, with the juice. $1.60 now, shortest touchdown. 1.5. Minus 160 now, go under. Debo and McLaurin, 200 yards combined, plus 750. 250 plus is 30-1.
Oh, boy.
Debo and McLaurin, 25 yards each half, plus 850.
Well, I got to tell you, those bets just they feel way too easy, don't they?
Yes, it's like the Love. It's like Love and Daniels to have 15 yards passing in every quarter. Daniels to have 25 plus passing in each quarter. I need more than that even, but the 15's better. Each got to have 15. Daniels to have 5 yards rushing in each quarter, 3-1.
Oh well, that one. Man, I like that.
Yeah.
You figure they're going to get a minimum of at least one drive, right, every single quarter.
Mm-hmm. Daniels and Love, 15 yards passing each quarter, even money. What? 15 yards?
But again, here's the thing. You got to track the stuff and figure out how often they cash. Because everyone that you're rattling off right now is like, I want to bet that. I want to bet that one.
At least they're good. At least they're creative, too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a good quick pickup at Will Hill, too, about can all these guys have 50 yards? Dobbs, Debo, McLaurin, Reed. It's 27-1. Doesn't see, if you get that.
I know.
But they're expecting a high-scoring game, which I don't see, though,
It's
either.
48.5, 49,
I think they're going to be 50 points scored.
What about Daniels for the first touchdown? 11-1. They drive down the field.
I could see that.
Takes off near the end zone again. It's a passing play. Nobody's open. Boom, there's the corner. Caleb Williams style Monday night. Bam. 11-1. He scored 8 touchdowns on the ground last year, I believe. 11-1.
Daniels touchdown, Washington wins plus 520. Daniels 2 passing touchdowns or more, Washington wins plus 370. Debo scores and Washington wins 5-1.
I could see that. In fact, I could see Debo being the first one as well. 13-1. You're going to factor him into the game several different ways here. By the way, can I ask you this? What if the Commanders win?
The anytime on Love's plus 520 here. What do you mean?
Huh?
Well, they're a good team.
Like long term narrative. Then tomorrow after that, but like
it's pump the brakes on Green Bay. Watch out for Washington. They can win the division. Huge road win. Daniels is going to have another MVP type season. Mm-hmm. They fix the defense, all of it.
Well, if he's good tonight and they win the game outright, his what's his number along with Love for the MVP? You said
11-1.
11-1. That'll go down to plus 750.
All right, tough guy. What if Green Bay takes them out by double digits?
Oh, then the hype.
And they slow them down. The defense is real again.
Sure. If that happens, then like this hype that's already, like the rails have been busted now for a good, couple of weeks on Green Bay.
Insane move on Super Bowl odds after the Parsons trade.
Exactly
Insane.
Right. But if they win in a similar fashion to last week, I don't even know how people are going to lose their minds with this team. Then everybody's going to be saying what you said on Monday when you put it, I don't want to overreact, but the NFC is going to go through Lambeau. And everybody's going to be thinking the same thing. Because Washington's good.
Yeah.
Right? I like that you asked John Keim, the Commanders reporter in the previous segment, why are we not going to get any Daniels regression? And I'm on that side. I don't think it's going to come out of here.
He did a great job. Good timing. He's the front page story on ESPN.com. The stardom has changed his life, but not him. His focus is on getting even better in year 2.
So I love hearing that kind of stuff.
It's a great job by John. Excellent job. What happens if you're in an accident and the other driver doesn't have insurance or not nearly enough? Suddenly you're the one stuck with medical bills, car repairs, and lost wages. That's where Lasso Injury Law steps in. Their experienced team knows the ins and outs of uninsured and underinsured motorist claims. They fight to make sure you're not left paying for someone else's mistake. Al warned me years ago. Get that taken care of. A guy freight trained me and he didn't have insurance. If the worst ever happens, know that Lasso Injury Law is here for you. 702-625-8777. Your free consultation. No voicemail, no runaround. Real people ready to help. Lasso Injury Law, they fight for you because your future matters. Visit lassoinjurylaw.com or call 702-627-8777.
Here's another angle, too. Dan Quinn is a really good defensive mind. What if the Commanders are just...
Well, he knows Parsons, too.
If they take a leap, though, this year defensively.
Yeah. Going to be scary.
And they're just...
If they stop the run. How about they stop the run?
Sure, yeah. If they're a much better unit overall than last year, so they don't have to win every game 37-30.
Yeah. Remember that playoff game? It was a big error by Ben Johnson. They're getting 10 yards of chunk plays.
Yep,
let's throw it. Oh, interception. Sack. Uh-oh, fumble.
Yep. Up next, it looks like the injuries are starting to mount up for this team. Could that number go below a key number for their Week 2 matchup? And the Dodgers pulled off something for the first time in the modern era last night.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
So as of right now, the 49ers are still favored on Sunday by 3 at the Saints. A couple of minutes ago, reports came out of guys who were at or missed practice today for San Francisco or were limited. Brock Purdy, of course, he's going to be out. The latest that I saw on that is 2 to 5 weeks. Mac Jones, your quarterback. Juwan Jennings, no surprise, shoulder. He did not practice today. And here's another one.
They got good news on him, though.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Much like the Chiefs got good news on Xavier Worthy. I think he returned to practice today. But here's your big one.
Yeah.
Trent Williams, their all-everything left tackle, did not practice today because of the knee. And he got banged up last week. If Trent Williams doesn't play, this team is completely screwed. He is the anchor. He means more to that offensive line than maybe any other offensive lineman in football. And if he doesn't play and there's no Brock Purdy, and then you just start to add on guys like Jennings, I think he's going to play, Jennings maybe, but what are we doing here, Paul? What is that number going to go to? Will it actually go below 3 if they all miss time?
Well, like you said, too, they're still favored next week against Arizona.
They were, is it still 2.5?
It's 1.5.
Yeah, you had to take some of that 2.5 yesterday, I think.
Let's see what Arizona looks like against Carolina, but everyone is betting it like they have the final score. But I think Carolina will bounce back. I don't trust Kyler Murray. But
have they just taken? This is a dumb question. Like I don't know the. Like, have they just drafted injury-prone players, or why does it happen to San Francisco every single year?
Just have bad luck. It's like the Philadelphia 76ers. Embiid, George. They draft a kid. What's his name? McLean, whatever.
Yeah.
He got hurt right away.
Turns into the short shot to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah. They draft Fultz. He's got issues upstairs, and the shot was messed up. But yeah, it's just bad luck. What's going on right now?
Tell you what, yeah. So if they happen to lose to the Saints, and the Cardinals, I mean, there's an angle here where the Cardinals are going to blow out Carolina because Carolina is so bad. Cardinals probably have to be the favorite then on the road next week against San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to talk about sky is falling for a team. Super high expectations, win total of 10.5, all that hype because they got, in theory, guys were coming back from being injured last year. Easiest schedule in the league. And, mama.
I want to see what Miami looks like against New England. That's big. They had a players-only meeting after the blowout. These McDaniel press conferences are just bizarre and not reassuring. What do you say to the fan base? Well, okay, we're going to do better. All right. Only way is to go up now. Rock bottom. Okay, great, coach. This is because they play Thursday night at Buffalo coming up. I mean, if they have problems and get blown out or lose by margin to the Patriots, and then you turn around and you have to go to Buffalo, that's 10.
Yeah.
Who knows where that thing's going?
Yeah, no kidding. Where does that go? By the way, if you missed it earlier, Paul Charchian with an incredible breakdown on a player prop in that Patriots-Dolphins game. If you missed it, you can go back and listen to the Follow the Money podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you could like it, subscribe, give it 5 stars, that would be greatly appreciated.
Listen to Mizrachi, too. The grinder was great yesterday.
Awesome.
Just won $10 million. Good perspective, great story how he got into poker and why he's continued to play and what's the goal now.
Another injury I brought up earlier today. Bills defensive tackle Ed Oliver in a walking boot, his left foot, while in the locker room. He was also using a scooter. He did not participate in today's practice. He was awesome for the Bills defense. He was like the one bright spot for the Bills defense against the Ravens. If he misses the game, man, I like the Jets team total over even more at this point. I already bet it and I already liked it, and that number's been on the move because that total's now up a good, 2 points from the opener, going to 47.
Breece Hall is $1.10 to have 60 yards. I mean, that's if the Steelers couldn't stop him.
What do you have for Braylon Allen? And Fields, by the way.
Fields is $1.40 to have 40 plus.
I was going to make it like 37.5, 38.5, something like that.
That's a lot. He's 2-1 to have 60 yards. That's a lot.
And then here's a stat for you in baseball from last night.
Can I give you one more?
Yeah, for sure.
Before you do that?
Yeah.
Did you see what our guy Tony Rizzo said?
I did not. The real T Rizzo on X?
The real T Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland. We love him.
Do I have to get my notification set now for the real T Rizzo?
I probably. You get when, yeah. Bailey Zappi is running the scout team. Not Sanders.
Oh, not Shedeur Sanders, yeah.
How has he fallen? How far has he fallen on the depth chart? Why is he on the team? Why is he even here? Zappi's running the scout team? What's this all about?
Well, again, but go back to draft night. Why take Gabriel in the 3rd and then Sanders in the 5th?
Because the owner wanted him.
I know, but that's total nonsense.
Bailey Zappi now. How many quarterbacks do they have?
Well, you have you got shanked by Bailey Zappi one night in Survivor a couple years ago. Didn't he get you?
Yeah, Fields got me. Yeah, that Monday night game.
The Bears lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, they were chanting Zappy.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Zappe was the reason why you exited. And that was like halfway through the season.
Yeah, it was more so Fields, what he did, too. He was great in that game. Yeah, but that's wild about how they're handling this and what – I mean, people went crazy after he played that preseason game against Carolina. But I don't know what's going on. It must be awful in practice then. You can't get reps? Nothing? You can't run the scout team? I got to look that up. How many quarterbacks do they have?
Probably
Zappe now, too, and put Gozar in there. Come on. Flacco, Gabriel, Watson, Sanders. And they let Huntley go, but then they got Zappe running the scout team.
Boy.
Oh, my God. So what is he, fifth on the depth chart?
Can Kevin Stefanski ask to get traded?
I like that.
Right?
That's pretty good.
Please get me out of here. Like, I think I'm a good head coach, right? I've won head coach of the year twice, won that award. Mm-hmm. But my God, guys, you can't get out of your own way.
Yeah, I'll give you another one, too. It's going to be a high number, but Henry rushing yards over. Grant Delpit says, not hard to tackle him. We're not going to have a problem. Okay, good. After the game he had against Buffalo.
It's always smart.
It's just you give that guy bulletin board material.
Although, you know what?
He says, we'll see on Sunday, Henry said. They let him know about it.
Hey, the last guy to do this 2 weeks ago, Tommy Castellanos for Florida State.
Yeah, right.
And he danced all over Alabama.
Well, he did that in the summer, though, too. He had the T-shirts made, right?
I know, yeah.
Saving can't save them.
He called his shot, man.
Yeah, that's
Onions
right.
on that kid.
Uh-huh.
By the way, he's like down to 20.
Wow,
What was he before the season to win the Heisman? He's 25-1.
What an asinine statement. If we can agree on one thing, it's hard to bring that guy down. One guy. What are we doing?
Oh,
come on, Henry. When he gets going,
he is just begging to be isolated one-on-one in space, and for Henry to be like, "Okay, here we go, pal."
Yeah,
and he's just going to break two of his ribs.
Did you watch Van Pelt and Steve with the bad beats?
I
that
saw
kid
it.
from North. Get off me! Knocking that guy down with that quarterback with the stiff arm.
Sure,
threw the guy like 10 yards.
That was great.
Like me in the Arena League.
You mean the exact opposite, right?
That's right. Right, that other kid, Schefter, Wetzel retweeted it. That kid who broke 13 tackles.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's a record.
That's.
I've never seen that before.
Scatterbo, maybe?
Not that many.
I think if you search Cam Scatterbo High School, I believe some of his runs, if you've never seen them before.
Okay, I'll go there.
Okay. Oh, my God. He's Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, really? I'll look that up. I mean, this kid just weaving in and out, dancing, breaking this, coming back. Check that out. Wetzel retweeted it. Great.
So let me pay this off real quick with the Dodgers.
Sorry, yeah.
No, that's all right. OptaStats on X. Over the last 5 games, Dodgers starting pitchers have racked up 49 strikeouts while holding their opponents to a .091 batting average. It's the only time in the modern era any MLB team starters have notched 45-plus Ks with a sub-100 opponent batting average over any 5-game span. I mean...
Right to conundrum tomorrow.
Factor in maybe opposition here.
Well...
But to get a spot like that from Blake Snell last night, a start like that, I should say, 11 Ks, 6 strong, pretty good.
Yamamoto against that hot Giants offense tomorrow. And it's Verlander. And Yamamoto's $1.55, and he's off the near-miss no-hitter.
I would actually like to probably fade him.
At that 7.5 the total.
Verlander has quietly been way better here lately.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of guy that you want to look to go against. By the way, there is this game's about to start. I did bet it. I bet because of the K-Prop projector on vsin.com for Ballpark Pal. Ryan Weathers, I bet him over 4.5 Ks. But I laid 20 cents. It looks like Ballpark Pal has an influence here in the market because that first pitch is starting right now, so I'm not going to have that in pocket. But it's up to $2. Moved 80 cents at some books on him. So
you got time with the other games. 4:15 first pitch.
That's right. All right, let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We have a lot of bets to go over coming up next. We'll do so, tell you what we like, why we like them in pocket plays here on a big, big Thursday.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the Milo's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right. Interesting news. A bettor at Caesars just bet $240,000 on the Packers -3. Yellow. Big boy just coming in. We got the pregame show coming up next. Phillies, winner, ice cream. Again, they pound the Mets. No problem there, trying to get out the broom in a 4-game sweep, which I believe they will do, and get it done again. Mets scuffling offensively, alarming. They couldn't get to Nola. And they went into Suarez, Sanchez, and now it's Luzardo. And tomorrow, it's DeGrom. Phillies again. As the home team, head-to-head this year, Phillies and Mets, the home team's 11-1. How about that? I like the under tonight, 48.5. I like Ertz over 35, we'll call it 36.5 receiving yards at DraftKings. Shop that number. And I love this. Largest lead, under 14.5, -130. I don't see a blowout or someone being up 3 scores in this one as well. Also like shortest touchdown under 1.5 as well. Jordan Love, longest rush over 4.5 yards. East Carolina laying 7 to Coastal Carolina. And then Bulldogs, 3.5 against Tennessee. That dog has fleas. I like the Bulldogs. Good luck, everyone.
Okay. By the way, the inactives just came out seconds ago for the game tonight. So there are some big names on the list. We'll tell you about that coming up in a minute here. My pending, Deebo Samuel over 4.5 rushing yards, -135. I might want to add more. Bet this early in the week. Jets team total over 19.5, -112. I think they're going to score on the Bills. That Ed Oliver injury makes me like them even more. If he's going to be compromised or maybe not even playing in the game on Sunday. But based on that, I also bet the Jets +6.5, -110 earlier today. Still available, I believe, at some books here at Circa, down to 5.5. I'm on the Commanders +3.5. I said this earlier in the show, -115. I'll expand on that coming up in a second. And Jordan Love with you, Pauly. Bet this over this morning, over 4.5 rushing yards, -120 in the game tonight.
All right, my man. Tony Rizzo just got back to me. Sanders is running. Remember, Zappe is running the scout team after cuts. They see Sanders as a project. 5th highest selling jersey in the league over Mahomes and Allen. That's why he's still on the team.
Oh, my God.
So Browns. He ends. Love you, T. Rizzo. That is so Browns.
It really is.
Yeah.
Defines who they are.
The official horse racing partner of VSiN, First Bet, built for bettors who demand more. First Bet isn't just about placing a bet, it's about helping bettors of all levels with handicapping tools that provide data-driven insights to help you make smarter bets. First Bet's in-app tools give you win, play, show probabilities for each runner so you can quickly and easily identify good value plays and improve your ROI. Take advantage of a limited time $250 sign-up offer now. Claim that bonus by using promo code VSiN250 when you sign up in the First Bet app or at firstbet.com, promo code VSiN250.
So here are your Washington Commanders inactives for tonight. Well, the biggest name on the list, I guess, would be the guy who was inactive last week as well. Chris Rodriguez is not going to play.
Yeah.
Trent Scott's out at tackle. George Fant at tackle. There is a couple of linebackers who are out as well for the game. But there's no Chris Rodriguez. For the Green Bay Packers, no Zach Tom, no Aaron Banks in the game.
Yeah.
On the offensive line. That means Micah Parsons, well, he is going to play in this game tonight. I'm trying to get updated numbers right now on some of those sack props. DraftKings, again, they offer a quarter of a sack which I think is great because then forget about going over a half a sack. All you have to do, if you get a half a sack, you're going to be a winner. Don't have access to DraftKings, not in Nevada. We were not allowed to bet there for 3 years when they owned us. But Deron Payne is plus 302 over a quarter of a sack. I'd bet all these guys. Armstrong, 2-1, over a quarter of a sack. Kinlaw, over a quarter of a sack, plus 394. And who's the other guy I had on the list? Well, Von Miller's plus 196, and Dietrich Wise is plus 328. I'd take shots at all of them, to be honest. Those are, yeah.
7.5's on the college football game coming up, NC State, and there's 49s on the total now. What am I missing here? That is a high total.
You're talking about the NFL game?
Yeah.
49.
49
is that turning into the most common number?
There was a 49.5 for a second. It flashed a DK. I don't see it, but in any event, I could see Michaels crying in the second quarter again. Oh boy, Kirk, we 3-0. I can't believe it. What's going on?
No, that's not going to happen, is it? Defensive slugfest tonight?
I definitely could see it. Okay, so I know we're a sports betting network. We're going to do the pregame coming up here for half an hour. We're going to throw a ton of props and picks at you. What do you make of this Clipper story?
Well, you tell me, because I have not been following it like by the minute, but you have been. So is JVT.
Palm had it, though, too. Palm had it in the no hyperbole last week. But there's more to it now about the no-show, like Sopranos, the no-show job where Kawhi got $28 million over 4 years just for nothing. But even Robert Downey Jr. did something. It was the company was Aspiration.
You're right.
But they were also, and it was a big scam. And the guys pled guilty. But even Robert Downey did like a production and appeared in some commercial, whatever, and was promoting it. Kawhi didn't even do anything. But now it's like, so you listen to this, and Adam Silver yesterday, the commissioner, said, the burden of proof is on us. We have to prove that the Clippers did something. So there's no smoking gun. Nothing's going to happen, right? No smoke. But this Pablo Torre is just building, and he's got like 6 sources. And every podcast, he's going to come out with something. And he just came out with another one. 10 days before Kawhi Leonard was supposed to be paid $1.75 million by the company, a limited partner with the Clippers sent nearly $2 million to the company. This is brutal. On Thursday, Torrey reported that Dennis Wong, a Clippers limited partner, invested $2 million in Aspiration 9 days before the company made a $1.75 million payment to Kawhi. The payment to Leonard was late. Now the stupid computer refreshed on me. Yep, bum. But this is, it's getting worse by the day now. And oh, by the way, you got the owners' meetings going on right now. So they're all kicking this around and confronting Ballmer. What did you know? When did you know it? And apparently a lot of people didn't like it. His appearance with Ramona Shelburne. He flew out there to Bristol to sit down one-on-one with her.
Okay, so can anything happen to the Clippers this year? Or is this more of a long-term type of deal?
Well, it really kills you if the people are throwing out the Joe Smith stuff out there. But the Joe Smith thing with the Timberwolves, and I lived there when it happened, it was on, they wrote it down, actually. It was, take less now, we'll pay you more later. They actually wrote it down on a piece of paper, you buffoons. So we took away 5 first-round picks, but that was also David Stern. But here, this crushes you if they come down and drop the hammer and they're able to find the smoking gun here. And this guy says he's got so many sources.
Well, is this going to be... So is it going to happen, like, will this process actually happen like the Man City process?
Well, no kidding.
Over in the Prim where nothing has still happened? Like, because honestly, like, if this can happen, if this can impact the Clippers this year,
okay,
how are we not betting everything against them?
Right. I want to see if, are they going to gang up on them too? But this is supposed to be widespread and going on in the NBA for years. But there are...
people have said the only reason why they're lucky because... or they're the unlucky team because a lot of teams do this. They just happen to get caught now.
Under the circumvention rules of the NBA's 2023 CBA, teams can be punished for circumventing the salary cap. $8 million fine. They take away draft picks. You void the player's contract and a suspension. there are owners who told Zach Lowe that this meets certain criteria already, what the Clippers have done. So this is unbelievable. He's just, he's just going to drop something new every day. Well, I talked to this guy. And then he's just so weird where it's like All the President's Men, the great Deep Throat and everything. Right. Where you got the guest on there who used to work for the company and they disguised the voice and everything. And it was well known. And he said he got it from like 6 other employees. Yeah, they did this deal with Kawhi so they could circumvent the salary cap.
So what did you just say about the Browns? It's so Browns.
Right. This
is so Clippers.
This could go down as the worst signing in the history of sports. They have won 3 playoff series. He's always hurt. They gave him that money. Now we could take him down. And what if he voids the contract and they even lose him?
Are you talking about Kawhi or Deshaun Watson? Again,
well, that too.
We're hanging around for another hour or half hour here as we get you ready for a big Thursday night game. Tim Murray and Matt Humans will join as well.